Good morning and welcome to this next session here at the Auterion booth at Commercial UAV Expo 2020. My name is Laurent, I'm Head of Product Marketing here at Auterion, and I will talk you through the next 15 to 20 minutes. For those who haven't seen our previous session, I would like to kick this off with talking a little bit about Auterion. You might have read it in the news last week. Forbes was talking about that one company that could change the drone industry. And they were talking about Auterion and about how we build an ecosystem to really advance the drone industry. We really care about this ecosystem of interoperable drones, integrated payloads and apps for the enterprise. And we built that ecosystem on this software platform that we're developing. We're a little more than 60 people, mostly working in California and Switzerland, and we're building this platform on top of open source technology. Technology that is already powering over 1 million drones worldwide today, and we're also contributing a lot back to the open source projects. And we care a lot about standards, because standards is what drives and maintains innovation, and which can help us to establish that ecosystem together with our partners for vehicles, payloads, and apps. So we kicked the power hours off this morning with Lorenz Meyer, our CEO and co-founder, who talked about our enterprise drone platform. In this session, I would like to go into a little more specific use case, namely inspection. And then the next one is going to be about mapping. In the afternoon, there's going to be Arno, our head of enterprise product, and he's going to talk about the platform on a more technical level, namely for enterprise developers. So that software platform that we're building, it's, as I mentioned, powering vehicles on the one side. So we're partnering with vehicle manufacturers and companies that power their drones with the software platform. And then there's the payloads. So we're also working closely with payload manufacturers to provide you with a lineup of payloads that you can use, so you can choose the right vehicle and the right payload to get your jobs done. And the software platform that we're building for this is really connected, meaning that your drone is basically like an IoT device. It's online, it's connected, and it can establish a data pipeline to deliver data that you capture with the payload to the cloud and into whatever system that you need that data to go to. And the platform that we build is also open. I mentioned the standards. So we're really adopting industry standards here to make it easy for our partners to bring their vehicles and payloads and apps to that platform and to provide you with the best possible lineup for you to get your enterprise jobs done. And these are exactly the reasons how your inspection workflow is supported and enabled by the platform. It's about integrating data in real time, video feeds, delivery of pictures to your subject matter expert. It's about automating flight operations by keeping visibility in the cloud, by keeping the data for compliance ready in the cloud. It's not the drones that do the inspection. It's the software that does. It's the software that powers the drone, that captures the data from the payload, that sends the data to the cloud, that delivers the data to your subject matter expert. So it's really an end-to-end workflow which is powered by software and which is supporting your inspection workflow from the payload to the vehicle, to the cloud, to your application. And to illustrate this, I would like to show you a quick video on how this end-to-end workflow looks with Auterion. It starts in the office. You can prepare your missions at the desk in the office. You can also prepare then on your ground station, of course, while you're on the way to the field or in the field, but it can really start here already in the office. Your field engineers then, once they're in the field, log in to the ground control station, which will also establish the connection to the cloud. And at this point, this is mainly about collecting the data around the operations, so you know who flew when at which location, and delivering that data into our cloud suite, where you will have it available for compliance, for example. Compliance is a very important topic at the enterprise, and with this connection, you basically have all the data in one place, starting with pre-flight checklists and continuing through the whole operation. The payload that we're going to use here is a Sony Alpha 7R4. This is really deeply integrated into the system, so we can access pictures on the camera. We are geotagging the pictures before they are transmitted over to the cloud. And once a drone takes off and starts the inspection flight, it already established a connection to the cloud. So this drone is online from the beginning and really creates that data pipeline that can deliver data to the cloud and to your subject matter experts immediately. For example, it could stream the video that it's capturing here to the desktop, to the desk of your subject matter expert in the office, so that they can already look at the footage here while the vehicle is in the air. So no reason to wait for people to come back to the office. You can also stream it to the ground station, and your field engineer can take pictures from the ground control station. And again, these pictures can then be transmitted directly to the cloud, so that the subject matter expert here in the office can look at those pictures while the vehicle is still in the air. So it's really the same time the vehicle is capturing data, they're immediately transmitted over, so for example, to a Dropbox folder, as we can see in this video here, where the subject matter expert can look at the pictures, can download them while the vehicle is still in the air. So there's really no reason to wait. And by the time the drone lands again, the inspection job could actually already be done by your experts in the office. So this is a little illustration on the workflow that we enable with our software. And let's take a look in a little more details now. It really starts on the drone with Skynode. Skynode is an advanced avionics module. It contains a flight controller that controls the vehicle. It connects to the sensors that are available for flight control, but it also connects the payloads, the integrated payloads that then can be used to capture the data. There's also a mission computer inside Skynode. And this mission computer, on the one hand, can be used for advanced functionality for flight control, but also to pre-process data that is captured by the payloads on the drone. And this data, again, can be transmitted over the connectivity module, today over 4G, eventually over 5G, to the cloud, and really bring that data to wherever you need it to go to. So Skynode really connects the payload to the enterprise. And talking about payloads, the payload lineup offers you a wide selection of different integrated payloads that Skynode supports, so that you can choose the right one to get your job done. So for inspection, for example, you might choose the QX30 from Sony, or also the Alpha 7R4 that we saw in the video. And these are really integrated into our software. So you can access pictures on the SD card, you have full camera controls. We also add geotags to the pictures before we transmit them over. And we even allow you to access this functionality over our SDK so that you could use these functions in your own applications. If you need thermal imagery, you could choose one of the other payloads that offers this, really depending on what your needs are. But it's not only about the payloads, it's also about functionality for flight control. For example, when it comes to inspection, collision prevention is definitely one of the very useful features here, because usually you get close to objects to do the inspection, and just to mitigate the risk of a collision and to make sure that you can fully focus on the data that is being captured. This is a functionality that supports your operations and increases safety here. And this is what we already built into Skynode that you can already use if you connect it to the appropriate sensors. But Skynode is really not only about providing you with its own functionality. It's really also a platform that offers you to install apps on the drone, third-party apps, but of course also to deploy your own code in a container on Skynode. So you can deploy applications, you can deploy AI algorithms if you want to do object detection, for inventory management, for damage detection, whatever you need to get done on this inspection flight. You can run the appropriate code directly at the edge on the drone and process this data before you send it over to your experts. And for this, you can use our SDK, and as I mentioned, through the SDK, you can also get full control over the integrated payloads. And then the cloud connectivity that I mentioned really enables you to deliver these data in real time. So it's about delivering data on the one hand, as we saw, but it's also about keeping the data around your operations, around your drone program in our cloud app. So in the Auterion suite, you get all the necessary data around all your flights, so you can really manage your operation and monitor the details of your program. And this is not only to provide you with an overview, this is really also to ensure compliance. So we basically can see which operator flew what vehicle at which location, at which date and time, and provides you with reports in the appropriate format that you can export for your compliance teams or other stakeholders so that you can run your enterprise drone operations. This is really what makes this enterprise workflow and how we allow you to connect this workflow to your own workflow. So it starts on the vehicle with the software that captures the data that is transmitted in real time to the cloud, and then the APIs and the SDK which allow you to integrate that data in your own application. Being it as simple as putting the file in a Dropbox folder, or maybe trigger a ticket in Zendesk. So your workflow might require triggering tickets for follow-up actions. This is also something that we can help you with and that we can enable for you to integrate it into your workflow. And that's what we mean when we say drones don't do inspection, but software does. And it's the Auterion software platform that enables this and that really helps us to build this ecosystem of interoperable vehicles, integrated payloads and apps to get your jobs done. And talking about getting jobs done, of course, the job always starts with a vehicle. And you might have seen 2 weeks ago a little teaser by Freefly, which we are super excited about. They were teasing the Freefly Astro, a drone that is made in the US, that is really created for the enterprise, and a drone that has Skynode on board. And we're super excited and very proud of that partnership between Auterion and Freefly. And we can't wait until the end of the month when we're gonna launch this product together with Freefly. And with that, I would like to close this session. Thanks for listening. Thanks for attending. You will find this presentation and also other content on our website, and we're going over to the Q&A now in the chat. So please send us your questions in the chat so that we can answer them there. The next session is going to be at 12 p.m. about Auterion for mapping. And in the afternoon, there's going to be a session with Arno, our head of enterprise product, and he's going to talk about the platform on a more technical level for enterprise developers. Don't miss that. Thanks again for joining, and see you next time.